Bill English spent the day hammering away on Labour's plans for a water tax and talking up the risks of the party renegotiating export deals if it takes power after the election. The National leader opened the Justice and Emergency Precinct in Christchurch this morning before moving on to campaign in rural mid-Canterbury, which is a National Party stronghold. Sarah Robson has more.
About 200 people turned out to hear Bill English speak at a meeting in Ashburton, organised by Irrigation New Zealand. He says there's a clear choice for voters between National and Labour when it comes to tax.
It's a pretty simple contrast. You either vote National, where you know what the tax rules are, or you vote for a committee that will decide eventually.
Bill English says Labour's plans to introduce royalties on bottled and irrigated water and bring agriculture into the emissions trading scheme will be bad news for the regions.
That will be cash sucked out of your business, taken out of this region, sent off to Wellington, and people who don't even know what you do or how you do it will be deciding how to make you do it better.
And the locals are worried too. The Vice President of Mid-Canterbury Federated Farmers, David Clark, says Labour's tax proposals will hit farmers and rural communities hard.
If we get all these taxes that are being proposed on our business, we're a small family-owned business, and now we go from being modestly profitable and sustainable in the long run to a loss-making business.
Beef farmer Bruce Alexander thinks Labour's plans are absolute rubbish.
This is just a sop to the urban people to gain votes by the Labour Party. Absolutely.
But Labour is defending its position, saying it will work with the agricultural sector around the implementation of the water tax, and the revenue that would be raised is needed to help clean up the waterways. National is also warning that the primary sector could be impacted by Labour leader Jacinda Ardern's signal that she'd look to renegotiate the country's free trade agreement with South Korea to stop foreigners buying existing homes.
Australia signed a deal with that carve-out. Korea signed a deal with that carve-out. New Zealand should have asked for that carve-out. The government didn't. We will.
Jacinda Ardern acknowledges the importance of the deal to exporters, but says farmers shouldn't be worried. But Bill English says Ms Ardern's comments are irresponsible, given South Korea is New Zealand's sixth largest export market.
Jobs in every region in New Zealand have benefited from that trade agreement. Hard won. It's an important part of maintaining New Zealand's reputation as supporting trade, and I can't understand how Labour can say they worry about the regions and now want to tear up the most recent trade agreement that has been a big benefit to our region.
On Monday, farmers will protest in Jacinda Ardern's hometown of Morrinsville. They say they are frustrated with continued attacks on rural New Zealand, saying farmers are not punching bags for urban politicians. Mō te hōtaka o te ahi, ko Sarah Robson, aho.